Today we're diving into the top 10 most disturbing urban legends from around the world. From terrifying creatures hiding in the dark to curses that refuse to let go, these tales are not for the faint of heart. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single one. Imagine walking through the misty hills of Ireland. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and greenery, when something catches your ear, a sound so haunting it stops you cold. It's the cry of a woman, but not just any cry. This one cuts through the air, a mournful wail that seems to slice right through you, sending chills down your spine. This is the Banshee, and her wail is more than sorrow. It's a warning, a sign that something is about to change forever. She's said to appear just before the death of someone close to you. So, what does she look like? Well, there's no single story. Some say she's an old woman, her face twisted with grief, her long, disheveled hair hanging like a tangled mess. Others describe her as a young woman, forever trapped in a state of deep sadness. But no matter the version, her appearance isn't what truly chills you. It's the sound she makes. The scream that slices through the night, sharp and shrill, so powerful it can be heard from miles away. It's not just a cry, but an intense, soul-stirring sorrow that taps into something inside of you, something you can't quite explain. And here's the thing, before her wail, there's a sudden chill in the air, a strange unease that wraps around you like a cold mist. And when you hear the cry, you know something bad is coming. It's an unmistakable feeling, like the world around you is holding its breath. The Banshee is often connected to certain Irish families, especially those with noble bloodlines. Legends say she follows these families from generation to generation. In fact, some believe each family has its own Banshee, one that cries only for them. In any case, if you ever hear her haunting cry, you should pray that it is not you she's mourning. Our next urban legend is the elevator game. It comes from South Korea, and it's been circulating online for a while now. The story goes that if you play this game correctly, you can open a door to another world, a parallel dimension. To play, all you need is an elevator and a very specific set of steps. First, get on the elevator alone, then press the buttons in this exact order. Press 4, then wait quietly. When the doors open, do not step out. Next, press 2. Let the elevator descend. Then go to floor 6, back down to 2, and up to 10. And finally, press 5. Now, once the elevator reaches the 5th floor, the doors will slide open, and you might see a woman standing there. She'll be waiting just for you. If she steps inside the elevator, do not look at her. Don't speak. Don't even breathe in her direction, because no one really knows who or what she is. Some say she's the ghost of someone who played the game and never made it back. Others believe she's something much older, watching over the space between our world and the one beyond. And then there are those who believe she is there to see if you're worthy of what's waiting at the top. Now, go ahead and press the button for the 1st floor. If the elevator begins to go down, you've failed. The woman will disappear, and when the doors open, you'll find yourself on the 1st floor. Game over. But if the elevator begins to go up, that means you've made it. The elevator will take you to the 10th floor, and when the doors open, you'll step out into a completely different world. It's not quite like the one you left behind. Everything feels a little off. You can explore for as long as you like, but whatever you do, don't forget where the elevator is. That's your only way back. When you're ready to leave, step back into the elevator and press the buttons in the reverse order of the sequence you used earlier. But here's the catch. This time, the elevator won't move unless you press all of the buttons, one by one, correctly. Don't mess up. One wrong move, and you might find yourself stuck in that other world. When the doors open again, do not step out unless you're absolutely sure you're back where you belong, because once you leave the elevator, the game is over. On quiet nights in Latin America, when the moon hangs high in the sky, casting its pale light across everything, you might hear the mournful wail of La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman. Her cry carries a story of deep sadness, regret, and an endless search for something lost forever. La Llorona was once a beautiful woman living peacefully with her children. But tragedy struck after a moment of deep sorrow and regret, and from that point on, her life would never be the same. Consumed by grief, she became a victim of her own actions, and now she's cursed to wander the earth for eternity. No peace, no rest, only the constant search for the children she tragically lost. Her cries are the cries of a mother in torment, the kind of pain that never heals. They say you don't just hear her cry, you feel it, like that sorrow somehow reaches inside you, becoming your own. Her voice is filled with heartache and drifts across bodies of water, where she can often be seen in the dark, drifting like a shadow, still searching for what she can never reclaim. Over time, La Llorona has become a warning. In many Latin American cultures, parents tell their children the tale of La Llorona as a cautionary message. They warn their kids to stay far away from the water's edge because, according to the legend, if you get too close, La Llorona might appear. Her cries are said to lure the unsuspecting in, like she's calling them to join her in her endless grief. In Venezuela and Colombia, there's a chilling legend that has haunted generations. It's the tale of El Silbón, or the Whistler. This eerie figure is said to be the restless spirit of a young man, cursed for a terrible crime he committed against his own family. Now, he's doomed to wander the earth, forever tormented by the weight of his actions. What makes this curse truly terrifying is the sound of his whistle. It's a haunting sound, and once you hear it, you'll never forget it. They say El Silbón carries the bones of his father, wrapped in a sack, dragging them behind him as he walks the land. His ghostly figure is frightening enough, but it's the guilt he carries with him that really sets him apart. The torment of his past is never far behind, and it's that constant agony that makes him such a terrifying presence. According to the legend, El Silbón is drawn to those who wander alone at night, especially those who stray too far from the safety of home. Some say hearing his whistle is a bad omen, a warning that something terrible is about to happen. That whistle isn't just a sound, it's like he's calling out to you, pulling you closer. It's a warning that you need to run before it's too late. Next, let's take a trip to a mysterious place deep in Romania, where the trees seem to hide secrets and the air feels thick with something unsettling. It's the Hoia Baciu Forest. It's often called the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, and it's earned that nickname for a very good reason. This place has built quite a reputation as a paranormal hotspot, and if you're brave enough to step into its depths, you're in for an experience you'll never forget. For centuries, the Hoia Baciu Forest has been at the center of some pretty strange events, disappearances, weird sounds, ghostly visitors, and even UFO sightings. One of the creepiest legends tied to the forest is the story of the time-traveling girl. According to the tale, a young girl wandered into the forest one day and she disappeared without a trace. But years later, she was found at the same spot, completely unchanged by the time that had passed. People started to wonder if the forest might be some sort of portal, maybe even a doorway to another world or another time. The Hoia Baciu Forest is also said to be haunted by spirits. Some hikers have seen dark figures darting between trees, or turned a corner to find a shadowy silhouette standing still, watching them. And yes, aliens are part of this story too. Back in 1968, a military technician named Emil Barnia took a photo of something that looked like a classic flying saucer hovering over the forest in broad daylight. The photo was investigated and never debunked. Since then, people have reported seeing strange lights in the sky, their electronics malfunctioning, and in some cases, even encounters with beings from another world. Despite all of this, the Hoia Baciu Forest still draws people in. Some come looking for answers, others just come for the thrill of the unknown. But one thing is for sure, it's no ordinary forest. There's something about it that feels different. It's a place where the line between the living and the supernatural is thin. It's the dead of night in Russia when the streets are empty and the wind is barely a whisper, and you'll spot it, the Black Volga. A sleek, pitch-black car that seems to materialize out of nowhere, gliding silently through the darkness. The windows are so dark you can't make out the driver, and there's something unsettling about it, like it's watching you, waiting. Some say they've seen the Black Volga lurking on the edges of their neighborhood, just sitting there, its presence enough to make your skin crawl. But here's where things get really disturbing. People, especially kids, who come across the Black Volga are said to vanish without a trace. One moment they're there, the next, gone. So what exactly is the Black Volga? Well, there are a lot of theories. Some people believe it's linked to a secret government operation, a tool used by powerful forces to make people disappear and keep things under control. But then, there's the darker theory. Some say the car is driven by faceless figures, something supernatural, with one chilling purpose: to spread fear and take anyone unlucky enough to cross its path. When the Black Volga is near, the air feels different, heavier. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. Something is just waiting for the right moment. It's as if the car is a sign that something terrible is about to happen. Whether it's government agents, a secret cult, or something even worse, the Black Volga has become one of the most chilling figures in Russian folklore. A reminder that sometimes, in the dead of the night, danger is lurking in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a like. This simple gesture helps us grow the channel and helps others find their way here, though hopefully not by catching a ride in the Black Volga. And if you haven't already, subscribe to check out more stories beyond the ordinary. Alright, ready for the next one? As night falls over a village in Thailand, you can tell that something isn't quite right. The moon casts a pale, eerie glow over everything, and it's in these quiet hours that the legend of the Krasu comes to life in the shadows. She's said to be the cursed soul of a witch, doomed to roam the earth as a terrifying apparition. By day, she looks like any other woman, blending in with the townspeople. But when night falls, she transforms into something much darker. Her body stays hidden, but her head, well, that floats freely through the night, glowing with an eerie light. You won't hear her coming, but if you're unlucky enough to be in her path, you might catch a glimpse of her head. That's your only warning. As a restless spirit, Krasu is doomed to roam the night, searching for something to quench her thirst while haunting the living. She'll never find peace, and her curse keeps her bound to the darkness, forever searching, forever hungry. But there's one thing that can stop her, and it's fire. The villagers believe Krasu is terrified of flames. If you find yourself face to face with her, sight of a torch or a fire burning brightly will send her fleeing into the night. There's a legend in Japan that's haunted generations, the curse of Gozu, or the cow's head. This isn't your typical urban legend. It's about a story that's been passed down in fragments over time. Each piece is unsettling on its own, enough to give you chills, but when you finally put the pieces together, that's when the real curse is unleashed. It all began back in the 1600s when a traveling storyteller visited a small village in Japan and shared this tale with the townspeople. The moment they heard it, the entire village was gripped with fear. Terrified, they gathered up every copy of the story they could find and destroyed them, or so they thought. It's believed that parts of the story still exist, hidden fragments. And while each piece might seem harmless on its own, when they all come together, that's when the curse comes to life. The story is so terrifying that just hearing it can trigger strange, supernatural events. Some who've heard the full tale fall into a state of panic, paralyzed by fear. Others can't remember it at all, as if their minds are trying to protect them from the horror of knowing. But the curse doesn't stop there. There are even reports of people who've heard the full story and have gone mad, unable to escape the overwhelming dread that follows them wherever they go. At the heart of the tale is a terrifying creature, a half-man, half-beast with the head of a cow. Beyond that, not much else is known, and maybe it's better to leave it that way. Deep in the remote wilderness of North America, where the trees tower high and the wind howls through the vast forests, there's a legend that has haunted the indigenous peoples for centuries, the Wendigo. This isn't just any creature. It's one driven by an insatiable hunger that can never be satisfied. Those who have encountered the Wendigo describe it as a twisted shadow of what it once was, almost like a nightmare version of a human. Its body is unnaturally thin and gaunt, skin stretched so tight over bones that it looks skeletal. But what really chills you to the core is its face. Long, sharp features, hollow eyes that seem to pierce right through you, and a mouth that's too wide, filled with jagged, razor-sharp teeth. Its hands are long and bony, with fingers that end in sharp claws. And it's as though its body wasn't even made for walking, yet it moves with an unnatural speed, silently gliding through the trees, always just out of sight. And when it hunts, it's so stealthily that you don't even see it. Instead, you feel it. That cold, overwhelming sense of dread, like something is watching you, stalking you. But when it gets close enough, you might hear it whispering to you, drawing you deeper into the forest. The most terrifying aspect of the Wendigo is the curse that it passes on to its victims. Those who fall under its spell become overtaken by an unrelenting need to feed, willing to do anything, even lose their humanity in the process. And once you're marked by that hunger, there's no turning back. It's the dead of the night in the United States. Everything seems quiet, peaceful even, until suddenly something feels off. That's when you realize it. There's a presence lurking just beyond your sight. It's the Rake. This creature is one of the most terrifying in modern legend. It has a reputation so chilling, it'll send shivers down your spine just thinking about it. It's a tall, hunched figure, crawling in ways that seem straight out of a nightmare. Its pale skin and sharp claws give it an eerie, otherworldly feel, as though it doesn't follow the same rules as the rest of us. But what really strikes terror into those who've encountered it are its eyes. They're cold, empty, lifeless. They're just two hollow, soulless orbs that lock onto you, freezing you in place. People who have seen them say that the fear is so overwhelming they can't move, they can't speak, and they can't even scream. The Rake watches from the shadows, hiding just out of sight. It hunts with terror, slowly creeping into your mind long before it reveals itself. You'll feel it, that dread, building up inside you. You know it's there, it's watching and waiting, and when it finally does reveal itself, it's fast and silent. Its long limbs move through the dark with terrifying grace, making it almost impossible to outrun or escape. Some believe the Rake is a supernatural creature born from the darkness itself. Others think it might be a spirit of torment, a being stuck between worlds. Whatever it is, one thing is for sure. The fear it brings is all too real. It's one of the most unsettling figures in modern urban legends, lurking in the shadows, ready to strike. That's our list of the top 10 disturbing urban legends from around the world. Do you agree with the list? Or do you have a chilling legend of your own that you think should have made the cut? Drop a comment below and let me know what your #1 disturbing urban legend is. The scarier, the better.